Hi, my name is Gotham Thapar. I'm the co-founder and CEO of EnlightenAI. I'm also a former teacher and school leader, and I'm excited to share our product with you so that you can make grading and feedback your superpower. I'm in the home dashboard, which you'll see when you sign in to EnlightenAI, whether by email or by Google Classroom. I have a unique setup because I have both Google Classroom assignments as well as EnlightenAI assignments, and I'll walk you through what those look like. This is an assignment that I already started grading and I'm in progress, so it's right here for me if I want to pick up where I left off. And these are all of the assignments that I have given to students. As you can see, there are a lot of test assignments here, as this is a demonstration account. If the assignment has the EnlightenAI icon next to it, that means that it was one that I created in EnlightenAI. Otherwise, it will have the Google Classroom icon. We only support grading for Google documents that students submit and turn in via Google Classroom. So that's something that's important to note. Once you actually go to grade one of these assignments, they look exactly the same. So I'll just select one from Google Classroom. It will automatically sync in all of my submissions. And from there, I can create a rubric. That can be just a quick version, something like total points. And I can just put total points and 5 points. I can also create a much more robust and advanced rubric if that's what you desire and you have a rubric that your school or state uses. This format supports exactly that. Once you've created a rubric, you can simply select it. You don't need to remake it ever again. You can also adapt rubrics by duplicating them. You can archive rubrics by sending them somewhere where you won't see them if it's something that you don't want to use anymore. You can preview, you can edit, and of course, you can use, which I'll do in just a second. But before that, I'll just show you really quickly one other new feature that's really exciting that comes directly from teacher feedback. So once you go in, you grade one of these assignments, you've done it for class period 1, the AI system is adapting to your feedback and it is giving you really high quality results. Currently, or previously rather, you had to go and build up a new model for period 2, period 3, period 4. Instead of that, we can now reuse a past setup. So if you've graded an assignment, you built up a grading model that you like, and you want to just carry it over from period 1 to period 2, you can go ahead and do that by simply reusing the setup. So that'll pull in the rubric. It'll also pull in all the training that you did by grading. So this makes it really efficient where you don't have to pick up totally anew every time you go to a new class. So let me show you how that works. I'll go ahead and click my favorite rubric, which is claim evidence and reasoning. We've synced all of the submissions correctly, so I can start grading. We have some important reminders here for you to responsibly use our platform. And then I'm into grading. Now, I've got the student submission here. I've got the student name. I have the ability to start over if I've made a mistake and see something is off. I can skip. But most importantly, there's just a setup here for me to give my feedback. Now notice, the AI isn't really doing any work here. You can click AI generate scores and feedback if you want something to start with, but it doesn't really know what you're looking for yet. And it's very hard for AI to actually understand that without you showing it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some scores in here. And instead of putting real feedback, I'm just gonna put the word potato. I'm not doing that because I recommend it. This is not best practices in giving feedback, but I want to show you that the AI will actually adapt to your style and standards and expectations. And so when I hit save and continue, it's going to be a little confused for at least this first submission because it expects that it's going to be giving feedback. So it's actually giving some naive feedback on claim evidence and reasoning because it's just perplexed as to why somebody would say potato to a student. But if I keep putting in the word potato, and I'm just going to adapt the scores here to what I know them to be. If I just keep putting potato, over time, what it's going to do is it's going to learn that's what you're looking for. Don't know why, but it's going to adapt to your style. Now, it is programmed so that it's expecting to give feedback. So you might actually see it give feedback from time to time because we haven't set it up in such a way where it should be producing just the word potato. That's not really what the system is built for, so I'm kind of messing with it right now. But it just does go to show you that if you keep doing this, it's going to figure out that this is what you're looking for, and it's going to try to adapt to that. So I'm going to go ahead and save and continue. I think this is the last student. When you finish grading a class, you have the time you saved, which will be, we've seen teachers save, 2-3 hours on a given class, thousands of words of feedback being given, which we can't do manually ourselves. That's just not reasonable to do in a consistent, timely way. And then, of course, average total score. I've got all my scores here that I can enter into my gradebook very easily, including the total score. I can generate an individual PDF or email the student individually. I can also go back and edit whatever I had put for the student if I think there might have been a mistake. And I can also send this feedback in bulk. So I can just send all students their email with their feedback and scores. I can generate a whole class PDF, so I can print that out and give that to students the next day in class. In just a few minutes, you'll be able to post an individual announcement to Google Classroom. So that means that student individually in their stream will get one announcement that says, here's your feedback, here's your scores. Be very mindful that means that you will also have an individual announcement on your end with every single student and their feedback. So that can sometimes feel like it's spamming your feed. But many of our teachers have asked for it, so we've done that. And we'll be adding more options here as well. So I just want to show you really quickly that reuse a past setup option. So I just created, let's call it class period 1. I'm going to go to class period 2. And I'll just reuse that setup that I just made just now and start grading. And when I do that, now the system knows that I have been training it to say potato. Like I said, it's expecting to give feedback. But after just one submission of saying potato, it's wrestling with me a little bit, but it will also then say potato. So this is a good example of how you can just pick up where you left off, grade all of your classes, and you get to keep this grading model to use for the same assignment. We don't recommend using it for very different assignments because you've trained it for one specific context. You can try that out. It's not going to harm anything. Every time you grade a new assignment in a new class, there's a distinct grading model that we just package up for you that you can use anytime you want. Very quickly, I'll just show you that in EnlightenAI, you can create an assignment. This is a simple form where you put in a title, a prompt, and I'll show you most importantly what it looks like on the student side. So this is a test student account for Pikachu Jones. Let's go to the to-do category here. And so this is a demo that we did with a Teach for America group in Las Vegas. These are the instructions I put in. This is the question I gave, and this is where Pikachu would do their work. When the student finishes, they will get the feedback from you directly to their dashboard. So our platform also works in Spanish. So I did a claim evidence reasoning assignment here, and I gave the feedback in Spanish, the rubric in Spanish, the student submission was in Spanish, and then this is what the feedback will look like, is I'll give the rubric scores, the feedback, and the student has their work here, which they cannot edit right now, but we will make revisions and resubmissions available in the near future. I'll just show you very quickly what this looks like for an assignment given in English. So this is that same Stanford Prison Experiment assignment. I just put in really, again, this isn't the feedback that you'd be giving, but just to demonstrate what it looks like in an efficient way. Last thing that I'll show you really quickly, if you're still interested and you're hooked and you're trying to get the most out of our tool, I showed you rubrics. I'll simply show you classes. So class registration with EdTech tools can be really problematic or annoying, or at least they were 10, 12 years ago when I was teaching. We made that really simple for you. So you simply create a class and you'll have a form that looks kind of like this. So this is a demo classroom in EnlightenAI. I've just labeled the section, the subject, the grade level, those are all options. I literally just need to put a title. I could have even called this like period 1 so that I don't have to enter any more fields. And then all you have to do is show students a code when they sign in, or send them a link, and either one will get those students in. So back to the student account here, let's go back to Bella Brave. They simply enter the code that you give them and they're in. And if you don't want to give them a code and you just pass them a link, even easier. So it's really easy now to set students up to submit their work to you in such a way that you can give them efficient feedback. You can post that feedback right back to the work that they did and send them there. You can also, of course, continue to do this with Google Classroom. So we're really excited for you to try the new and improved version of our tool. And we're also excited to get your feedback so that we can figure out how to make this perfect for you. We know this is better. We know this responds to your feedback, but we also know that we're just getting started. So here's a quick tour, and looking forward to diving in with you more deeply.